Weeks before the election, Supreme Court justices today said they'll tackle a controversial voter ID law. It's in Arizona, and that state requires people to prove that each person is an American citizen before he or she registers to vote. But the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals effectively blocked that law, at least when it comes to registering by mail. That court ruled federal law allows voters to fill out mail-in registration cards without giving proof of citizenship. Officials in Arizona filed an appeal, which the High Court has now agreed to review. Republican supporters say laws like Arizona's can help prevent voter fraud. But Democratic critics say that such measures could disenfranchise thousands of voters. Shannon Breed with the News Live in Washington. Shannon, there really isn't any chance we'll get a ruling before the election, right?
You're right, Shep. The justices won't even hear this case until after the election, but what they decide could impact elections for decades to come, whether or not a state can require people to prove they're citizens before they can register to vote in federal elections. I reached out to Arizona's state attorney general for reaction to the news that the High Court is going to take up his appeal. He says, quote, Arizona has a right to ask people for evidence that they are citizens when they register to vote. If someone's willing to vote illegally, he or she is willing to sign a false statement regarding citizenship. By the way, the Obama administration has been arguing that the Arizona law be struck down. Shep?
Shannon, there's another case pending at the High Court that really could affect this election. What's the status?
Yeah, this one comes from Ohio, where there's been this heated fight over a state law that would give military members and their families extra time to vote early. So far, the courts have sided with the Obama campaign, which asked that the law be blocked. GOP party officials have filed an emergency petition with the Supreme Court. That goes to Justice Elena Kagan because she is the one who oversees the federal circuit covering Ohio. She can choose to rule on the emergency request herself or refer it to the entire court for consideration. So, with the election just 3 weeks out, we await word from the court, which could come literally at any moment. Shep?
Shannon Breed, thank you. Some privacy advocates are slamming